Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Sparta Green Ranger, and today we are talking about one of the most iconic characters to date to come from the comic books. Let me take you on a quick little journey before we get in this full dive. What if Tommy did not stay good after the Sword of Darkness was destroyed? What if he decided he was going to stay evil and do his own thing? What would that world look like, and what would the implications be? Well, we got that answer in the Boom Studios comics. So, today we're going to take an in-depth look at this character, what he did, and why he's been so prevalent to the overarching story of the comics. So here we are, guys, our in-depth look at Lord Drakkon here on Sparta Green Ranger Reviews. Let's get to it. Okay, so in this alternate timeline, it's kind of going the same way as our Prime Universe's timeline up until the moment when Jason Lee Scott, our Red Ranger, defeats Tommy Oliver. He decides then he's not going to join the Rangers, and he kind of runs off. He's eventually caught up with Rita, and Rita beguiles him with these stories about a man named Drakkon. He eventually decides to take up the cause willingly and help Rita by thinking the world would be a better place under the control of Rita. This all finalizes into a climactic battle in front of the command center of Zords and Rangers against the armies of Rita Repulsa being led by Tommy Oliver, and Jason Lee Scott is getting ready to be upgraded to the White Ranger of this timeline. Tommy breaks into the command center, defeats Jason, and forces these evil Green Ranger powers to merge with the White Ranger powers. He easily defeats the rest of the Rangers and the Zords, and then he goes back to Rita, who thinks she's won but is yet too trusting compared to our Prime timeline. And after learning the spells for like brainwashing and other spells, Tommy Oliver kills this universe's Rita Repulsa, and then gains the trust in Finster, and using the body parts from Alpha 5, saves Finster and makes Finster 5. Okay. So our first appearance of Lord Drakkon really isn't as Lord Drakkon. It is in the guise of the Black Dragon. The Black Dragon is introduced into our universe after the green chaos crystal that Rita Repulsa gave Scorpina became charged with green chaos energy. It was collected from fighting Tommy when Tommy, Jason, and Zack started arguing at the command center. The crystal opened a portal and destroyed half of the command center, allowing the Black Dragon to emerge in a gigantic size. He shrunk down and confronted the Rangers, offering a chance to surrender, but they refused. He walked through the Rangers, seemingly trying to drain their powers every chance he got. Most of the Rangers escaped the Black Dragon in a pocket dimension, but he did manage to get Billy and knock him out. When Rita and her forces arrived at the wreckage, Black Dragon uses Billy's power coin and the green chaos crystal to tap directly into the morphing grid and absorb Jason, Zack, Trini, and Kimberly's powers. The Black Dragon was later destroyed when Billy and Tommy shut down its power core, which seemingly killed them both when it exploded. It was apparently self-destructed by its pilot. However, we did not get the death of Tommy and Billy, but transported to the alternate dimension of the Coinless. As soon as Billy and Tommy arrive on the world of the Coinless, they are set upon by Drakkon's forces with the Mastodon sentries. Only with the help of Saba are they able to escape with a repowered Tigerzord and Falconzord. They end up making their way to the Coinless, which is a resistant group of people on this earth which have Zack, Trini, Miss Appleby, and Bulk and Skull. They have the Artifact, which is the only free power morpher, and Power Coin, which is the Triceratops Power Coin. This was left by this world's Billy before he died when he got Trini to safety. Now, while this is all going on, our team of heroes on our Earth find out that Tommy and Billy are not in fact dead, but in an alternate dimension. They're able to get the parts of the Black Dragon, reuse them, and with Saba's help, get to the Coinless world, where they save Billy and Tommy, and Drakkon seemingly falls to his death. The next time we see Drakkon is in the hands of Promethea. He survived his fall and was actually transported to our Earth, where he was captured by Promethea and then imprisoned. We find out that Billy knew about this pretty early on and kept it quiet. Now, while this is all going on, Saba from our world finds out what has happened and thinks it's time that Drakkon has to go for good. So he takes it upon himself to break in Promethea, and he is going to kill Lord Drakkon. This ultimately fails, and Lord Drakkon takes Saba and rips the head of Saba off, therefore Saba not being under his own control anymore. He then uses a dark spell powered by Rita to teleport out of Promethea, but not before taking his Black Dragon Morpher. He proceeds to go to Ninjor, and Ninjor is tricked by Lord Drakkon under the ruse of Drakkon is a Tommy from the future, that there's a war coming and he needs his powers back. Ninjor, under this influence, rebuilds the Black Dragon Morpher and hands it back to Ninjor. After he gets his powers, he captures Ninjor and then proceeds to teleport into the command center and steal the green Chaos Crystal. While this is all going on, Tommy and Kimberly finally get their long-awaited date. Kimberly is then struck with tragedy as Tommy is stricken down in an alley by Drakkon and supposedly killed. All in time for Jen from Time Force to show up, all too late to save Tommy. He then teleports with this green crystal back to the world of the Coinless to start the events of Shattered Grid, where he meets Finster 5, his long-awaited friend, and finds out that his Coinless and sentries have still been at war. Drakkon immediately starts putting his plans into action, and he's hoping to get Serpentera of his world working. Unfortunately, Scorpina has taken it and is using it for her own ends, and the Hyperforce Rangers, finding out what is going on, go to the Coinless world to try to stop Drakkon. He tries to recruit them and ultimately fails, and he does not receive Serpentera. So he starts setting out on his plans by first attacking the Samurai Rangers and stealing their powers. They're able to save Lauren and keep her powered up, but in the end, ultimately, Drakkon gets the Samurai powers, and we see his first actual outfit change, which is inspired with Samurai powers. He then heads off to this world with Zeo powers, steals the Zeo powers from Adam, and also kills the Tommy of the Zeo universe, and then teleports out. In the universe that holds the SPD Rangers, Drakkon is almost completely defeated because he underestimates how strong the SPD Rangers are, given their short amount of time as Power Rangers. He is then almost captured by Rick 3.0, but then he transfers over to the universe holding the Ranger Operators, and he sends a robotic duplicate in to Corinth with the intent of taking over. However, it makes the mistake of talking to Dr. K over her creation of Vengeance. K, already upset at her team's attempt to celebrate her birthday, reacted violently and destroyed the robot, implying that she would have killed Drakkon had he not sent in a robot. In the universe holding the Space Rangers, Drakkon is able to board the Astro megaship, taking over Dekka and murdering Alpha 6. In his attack, he ambushes and launches TJ Johnson into space as the other Rangers are stuck inside. He then attacks the Ninja Steel Rangers, and Drakkon confronts Brody Romero in the attempts to steal his Ninja Battle Morpher. However, Brody destroys it and damages his Ninja Star, leading to Drakkon taking a piece of it, though Brody is able to get both repaired. While Zordon is busy trying to rally the other Ranger teams, Drakkon had his armies not only assault the Space, RPM, SPD, and Ninja Steel worlds again, but also turned his attention to the worlds of the Galaxy Rangers, Dino Rangers, Dino Charge Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue, and Jungle Fury. At least he captures the Dino Morphers used by Connor, Ethan, and Dr. Oliver. However, not as all well with Drakkon, as he found himself disturbed by the fact that the Zeo Rangers loved Tommy so much. It still did not sit with him why everyone else thought these good Tommies were so amazing. When the news of the forces of Corinth were fighting back and had found a way to nullify the effects of his dragon cannons, Drakkon decides to power himself up again, which then leads him to decide to take the charge using Korag, the Psycho Rangers, and the A-Squad Rangers. This makes Corinth ultimately fall to his hands and makes Jason, Lauren, and the Ranger operators abandon the city. The Rangers of the multiverse have had enough. They start marshaling together and decide to attack the moon base that Drakkon is on. While that's going on, Drakkon murders his universe's version of Skull for his betrayal in helping rescue Ninjor before learning of the Ranger Slayer's location. Drakkon contacts her, only to have it found out that she has been freed from her brainwashing and leaves her stranded in the past before going to power himself up further. The Rangers of the Multiverse attack the moon base. Drakkon takes Saba and enhances him using the shard of Brody's Ninja Star and also the morphers from the other Tommies before attacking the Rangers. He is able to temporarily nullify a number of the Rangers' powers using dragon cannons before Kimberly strikes him with the dragon dagger being shot from her power bow. He finds himself being weakened and returns to his throne room only to find Zordon, Kruger, and our Rita using a green candle to steal his powers because they are ultimately still based in his Green Ranger powers. Finster 5 then ambushes the trio and tries to save Lord Drakkon, but he becomes gravely concerned about Drakkon's desire to use all the morphers in his possession. Drakkon then murders Finster 5, hooks himself up to the device, and fully empowers himself. With Drakkon's newfound powers, he enters the morphing grid and easily dispatches the three emissaries, before finding and taking the heart of the Master. He uses it to destroy the multiverse and create a brand new world. In this world, Drakkon is a Superman-like figure, with Zordon and Rita as his parents, and Kruger as his loyal dog. His city is protected by Jen and Lauren, Billy is a mechanic, and Fister 5 is his butler. Zach and Trini are reporters, while Kimberly is a lowly waitress. However, Drakkon soon finds himself being haunted by a specter of Tommy, taunting him and telling him that he knows this world is wrong and he's a pathetic man for creating it. This allows his grip on the world to weaken enough so that Tommy can resurrect himself and rescue the emissaries before rescuing his teammates. As Tommy gathers the team along with Jen and Lauren, Drakkon realizes something is terribly wrong and confronts the Rangers, leading to a titanic struggle that ends with Tommy grabbing the heart of the Master. The two get pulled inside the heart and battling before our Tommy easily defeats him, telling him that the reason he lost was because he could not stomach the idea that in an entire multiverse of Tommies, he was the only one that was evil. With Drakkon pulled away from the heart, his world began to tear itself down. Tommy offered him a chance to survive and come with him, but Drakkon refused, staying with his broken world as it collapsed around him, presumably killing him once and for all. When talking about the return of Drakkon, we first have to talk about the Imperial. The Imperial wants to reshape the entire entire universe in his own image. He's a super being, and he's kind of like Drakkon, but in a much darker tone. The Imperial finds Drakkon in his collapsing pocket dimension and decides to give him his freedom and his powers if Drakkon will follow him. Drakkon agrees to this and is sent to Earth around the same time that Tommy gets the White Ranger powers. While this is all going on, the Omega Rangers, which are Zack, Trini, and Jason, come to Earth to get a solution about the Imperial and find out that the Ranger team have Drakkon in their control. They request him, but they say no. They steal him anyway, and Drakkon joins their team and helps them out until it is revealed that he has been helping the Imperial all along. With the destruction of the last Imperial, Drakkon is returned to his powers and is once again the Black Dragon. The Black Dragon then attacks Xi, the servant of the Omega Rangers, and is going to leave them stranded on the planet where we now have Drakkon leaving to go do his own thing. But there you have it, guys. A full rundown of Lord Drakkon and what he's done, where he came from, and where he is today. This character is completely amazing, and I can't recommend any more than, if you want to read these stories, to go first pick up Shattering Grid and then go pick up the Power Rangers comic line. Now, if you have a local comic shop, they'll be more than happy to help you get these books, but if you don't, you can always pick these up through big box stores or through online retailers like Amazon. Guys, I want to thank you so much for all the love and support, and at this time I had over 700 subscribers. That is amazing to me. I never once thought I would see this many people enjoying my content. Now guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up or give me a thumbs down if you didn't. I get feedback either way. Please make sure to have liked, to subscribe, and hit that notification bell for when I post my next video. As always guys, I hope you enjoyed. May the power protect you, and we'll see you in the next video.